It is my great pleasure to introduce Shilpa with her camera on and her beautiful books in the background and her shining face in the morning in India. Shilpa is a festival teller. She is a small room teller and a big room teller and an online teller. Definitely Hindi and English. Are there other languages too?
No.
All right, Hindi and English teller, children and adults. And if you like a good YouTube channel, hopefully somebody will grab it and post it there. But great with the putting it on camera and sending it out all around the world. So it is a delight to Zoom you here. I look forward to the magic. And I'm just giving you a little stall time to adjust, but when you are ready, we are ready. And Brother Blue would tell you to please take us where you will.
Well, thank you so much. Good morning, good evening to everyone from whichever part of the globe you're joining. Thank you, Andrea, for introducing me. Well, I am Shilpa Mehta, rather known as Shilpa Story Rack in the storytelling fraternity. I'm a storyteller based in India, and I'm so glad to be here today to tell you not one, not two, but three stories. So let's straight away dive into the stories. My first story is a folk tale from India, and I have named it as A Magic Potion. The young bride was wearing bangles in her hands, rings on her finger, and chum anklets around her ankles. Oh, her husband's eyes were on her. She completely besotted him, but her mother-in-law had a cold behavior towards her. Because the young bride was not her choice, her son had married a girl of his choice. It wasn't an arranged marriage, but soon the young woman was tired. Not because it was a love marriage, but she was tired of her mother-in-law, with whom she lived in her husband's house. Now, her mother-in-law, she was like a little bird pecking on a tree all the time. Peck, 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 because the young bride couldn't do anything right. Nothing at all. Is that how you sweep the floor? Did your mother teach you to sweep the floor like that? You see, you have to hold the broom at this angle. Got it? Yes, Mom. And some other time? Is that how you cook this dish? No. That's not how you cook this dish. You are stirring the curry clockwise. Well, in our house, we do it anti-clockwise. Got it? I'll take care of that. And one day, when the mother-in-law saw her washing the clothes, oh, no, that's not how you wash the clothes in our house. You see, we scrub the front part of the shirt first, then the cuffs, and then the collar. Yes, Mom, I'll wash it like that. And this mother-in-law, whole day, she would be hovering around the daughter-in-law. It seemed that the daughter-in-law, she couldn't get out of the bed without it being the wrong way. She couldn't smile. She couldn't even keep her mouth shut in the right way that would suit her mother-in-law. Now, after days and days and weeks and weeks and months of putting up with this peck, this terrible mother-in-law, she thought of approaching her husband about it. She tried to raise the subject, but it was quite clear from his response that he was not at all interested in hearing about this. obviously about his mother. And she didn't want to stir up any friction. She didn't want any trouble at home. She didn't want any problems between her husband and his mother, or between her husband and herself. So she endured. She endured and she endured and she endured in silence, always respectful, as her mother in law kept peck, 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 pecking. Did your mother teach you to do it like this? That's wrong. No, 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 no. That's not how you do it. Until one day she just couldn't take it anymore. Enough, enough. She had really had enough. She made some excuse and she left the house. She passed the cottages with beautiful porches, children playing on the street, and finally reached the fag end of the village to meet the old wise woman about whom she had heard from a neighbor that this old wise woman, was very good with herbs and possibly with some magic. She went inside and said, "Well, you must help me. Help me, please." And she explained about her mother in law and this ceaseless criticism that she couldn't breathe, she couldn't cook, she couldn't clean, she just couldn't do anything right. And she needed this problem to be solved, just solved. "Ah," said the wise woman, "let me think about it. I think I have just the thing." And the wise woman, she blended a few oils, put it in a jar, and gave it to this woman. "Take it." Does she has to drink all of that? No, no, no. Now, this will take a while, and you don't want anybody suspect you of anything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what you need to do is to massage this into her skin, little by little, bit by bit each day. And when the whole oil from the jar has been used in this way, your problem will be solved. Really? Oh, thank you so much. She quickly paid her and rushed back home with that jar of oil. Later that day, she asked her mother in law, "Mom, I have got some special oil. My friend said that it would be really good for your aching bones if I were to give you a massage with this oil." Yeah, well, I do have aching bones. Well, I hope you know how to massage. I'll have that massage. Now we all know how we massage. We rub our palms to warm and then we pour oil and then again rub our palms and then slowly and softly we massage. But this daughter-in-law, she just poured the oil on her palms and she just started rubbing on it, splashed it on her mother-in-law's back, kneading her back as if to take out all her anger and her frustration and her irritation. Ah, ah, ah. And when the when the daughter-in-law was massaging her mother-in-law, the mother-in-law was doing her job. Yes, criticizing. But soon she felt a bit relaxed, and then later on it became a part of their morning routine where the daughter-in-law would give her mother-in-law a massage day after day. And as it happened, strange things started to occur. The old woman, the mother-in-law, you see, she had been in quite a lot of pain. She had aches, she had sores and cracks all through her body. But day after the massage, due to this massage, she, yeah, give me a minute. There's some problem. Yeah. Give me a second.
We got you. We're waiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard people say about Zoom throwing up strange messages about problems with audio that don't exist
Yeah.
to some
We
people.
we can hear you if that's a question.
Just a sec. Yeah, I think there's some issue. Give me a minute. I'll just fix it. Uh, uh, Now can you hear me?
We can definitely hear you,
Yeah,
yes.
all right, all right. Fine. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so, but day after day, due to the massage, these aches and these sores and the cracks, they just started to melt away. And one day, when the mother-in-law was getting the massage on her back, she said, you know, I have this terrible backache, and that's why I'm always in a bad mood, but I love my son. Well, mom, even I love your son. And then they began to start sharing their dreams. The mother in law, she started talking about herself, how she raised her only son all by herself after the untimely death of her husband, the hardships she had faced, and they both started opening up to each other. And as that happened, the mother in law became a lot more easier to live with. She was kinder. Sometimes she even helped. And sometimes she would even praise her daughter in law for something that was done well. Now, the days went by, the weeks went by, and this young woman who had been so tired, she felt her energy back. Then one day, when she was about to give the massage, she looked at this great jar of oil and she saw that there was very little oil left in the bottom of the jar. And she remembered what the wise woman had said. All her problems would be solved, and her problem was her mother in law. Oh, it means that I have been I have been massaging this poison into my mother in law all the time. No, 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 no. I don't want her to be dead. Now she isn't a problem as she had been. She couldn't imagine the death of her mother in law and the grief in the house. So she made some excuse to her mother in law from this last massage that she had to give with the last few drops of the oil. And she raced hurriedly, passing the cottages with beautiful porches, children playing on the street, and finally reached the fag end of the village to the wise woman's house. And she pleaded and cried, please, please, I beg you, please, I beg you, please help me. Can you give me anything? Can you please give me anything to leach the poison out of my mother-in-law? It was a mistake. It was a terrible, terrible mistake. And I have used almost all the oil. Please, I beg you, please. And the old woman said, well, who said that there was poison in that oil? But you only said that all my problems would be solved if I massage that oil with some special ingredient. Yes, my dear, I did say that. And the special ingredient in that jar was time. Time for you to talk. Time for you to get to know each other. And that's what I meant when I told you that when the oil in the jar finishes, your problems would be solved. You mean there's no poison? No, there's no poison at all. Ah, she was relieved, and the young woman got another jar of the magical oil to massage her mother in law and rushed back home to give the massage to her mother in law. And that was the story, The Magical Potion. Huh. And now, let me take you to the mountains from this rusty village. And it's a story, so obviously it is going to begin with long, long time ago. There was a shepherd, and every morning he would bring his flock of sheep up into the mountain looking for green pastures by the shores of a mountain lake. One morning, when he had led his sheep to the lake and he was resting there by the shore, he was astonished to see a beautiful woman with white satin dress sitting on the surface of the water. Yes, it's a story, so she was sitting on the surface of the water. The shepherd was immediately besotted by her beauty and he went towards the lake. But the moment the woman saw the man coming closer and closer and closer, she quickly dived into the water and disappeared. Hey, wait, wait, wait. Don't go, don't go. But she was gone. Next morning, he again went to the lake and waited, but she didn't appear. The next morning, again, he went to the lake. He kept on going to the lake every morning to get a glimpse of this beautiful lady, as if this woman was haunting him. He went there every morning, but she didn't appear. He became so obsessed to have this woman that he started going there at night also. So every morning and every night he would go to the lake and say, "Oh, lady of the lake waters, come to me. I love you. Be my wife." But nothing happened. And as he was so besotted by this woman that he neglected his flock of sheep, and one by one his sheep went away. But it never bothered him to bring them back. He was just thinking and thinking about this beautiful lady every day. The weeks passed, the months passed, and then one night, as he was there on the shore, calling out, "Oh, lady of the lake waters, I love you. Please come to me. Be my wife. I cannot live without you." And all of a sudden, he saw the lady rising up from the lake waters. She came towards him. "Oh, I love you. I love you. Will you consent to be my wife?" "Yes, I will, but on one condition, that you should never be rough with me 3 times. But if that happens, I will vanish from your life and never return." And as you can imagine, this man was just over the moon. "Oh, lady, I will never ever be rough with you. I love you with all my life." And so he started walking towards his home with this lady. And as they were moving, he heard some sound behind him and he looked. Oh my God, he saw flocks of sheep and herds of cattle following them. Obviously, he was overjoyed. He had his beloved and he also had so many sheep and cattle. What a lucky man I am, he thought. They got married and they were living very happily. He was rich also. Now, one day they were invited to a naming ceremony of a newborn baby, and everyone was having a good time. And suddenly, everyone was startled on hearing, "Oh, misery, misery, misery." It was the shepherd's wife. He grabbed her hand and took her aside. "What do you think you are doing, you foolish woman?" Now, this woman could see into the soul of others. Sobbingly, she told her husband, "How can I rejoice? I am weeping because this baby is born into a family that doesn't want her. The woman is so poor and so many mouths to feed. One more will make her life more difficult. So why should not I weep?" "Oh, stop it, you foolish woman, and stop embarrassing me." She looked at her husband right into his eyes and said, "That is number one." The man remembered, "Ah, I have 2 more chances. That's okay." Time passed and they looked to be happily married. And one day they went to attend a funeral, the funeral of the mother of the baby that had been christened a year ago. I hope you remember that. And during the funeral service, everyone was again startled on hearing, "Oh, rejoice, rejoice, rejoice." And once again, the husband grabbed hold of her wrist and took her aside. "What do you think you are doing, you foolish woman? Stop embarrassing me once again." "Oh, but why shouldn't we rejoice for this woman? Because now she doesn't have to suffer for her poverty. She doesn't have to suffer the humiliation of the beating of her husband. For now, she is at peace. She is in a better place. So let's rejoice." And the man said, "Shut up, you foolish woman. Shut up." She gave him a glare. That is the second time. And the man remembered and thought to himself, "I'm never ever going to do it again." The weeks passed, the months passed, and one day they were invited to a wedding. Now here the bride was very young and the groom was a man much more older but was very wealthy. And amidst all the festivities, the dancing, the singing, and good food, everyone heard, "Oh, misery, misery, misery." Well, yes, you guessed it right. It was the shepherd's wife again. "You foolish woman, what do you think you are doing? Is there any day that you will not embarrassing me in public?" But how can we rejoice? Because today's wedding is the marriage of youth to old age. That too only because of wealth. And that is a bad bargain. It is the beginning of misery. And my dear husband, it is the beginning of your misery too, because this is a third time. And she jerked her wrist away from her husband and walked away. "Oh, no, no, wait, 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 wait. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Come back, come back. Give me another chance. I beg of you." But she moved at such a speed that she was out of sight and out of hearing. He ran fast to his home, but there was no one. He went to his farm, but the farm was empty. The woman was gone. The sheep, the cattle, they were all gone. He ran up to the hills to go to the lake where he had first seen her. And as he went up to the hill overlooking the lake, he was just in time to see his wife, the beautiful woman in the white satin dress, disappearing into the waters. And followed her was all the sheep and the cattle. The hillside was empty. The whole valley was quiet. The surface of the water was calm. And the only sound that could be heard was the sound of a weeping man in that valley. So that was Lady of the Lake Waters by Alison Cox, which I had adapted to tell you. And now, one last heart story. Short heart story, I would say. In a land far, far away, in a land far, far away lived people just like you and me. People who loved, who lived. But there was one major difference. And what was that? Wondering? Well, the people had the marvelous ability. They could open up their chest and show their hearts. Every heart was unique and beautiful, with its scars, its stains, its holes, its creases. It seemed that all the stories of the people's life showed in those hearts. And one day, a young man, he came to this village. He went to the village square and just boasted, "Well, well, well. You see, I have the most beautiful heart in the whole world. And when I will show you my heart, you will all be ashamed of your raggedly old hearts." So people came to see what he had to show them. And as they gathered and they watched, he opened up his chest and showed him his heart. Everyone gasped. His heart was so beautiful. No cracks, no lines, a beautiful shining red color and perfect symmetry. It was the smoothest, unblemished heart that ever was. And one by one, people began to cover their own heart, feeling ashamed of their ragged hearts, torn hearts, stained hearts, scarred hearts that they had. And as the young woman just went showing and displaying his heart, filling up with admiration, everybody heard someone laughing. And there in the crowd was an old lady, and she was laughing hard as anything, as though she had just heard the best joke in the whole world. And she said, "Well, young man, you indeed have a beautiful heart with no scars, no blemishes, no stains. But I must tell you, you don't have the most beautiful heart in the whole world." "What do you mean, old woman?" Well, the old woman, she came forward using her cane and she stood in front of the old man. Then she opened up her chest and showed her heart. Oh, the crowd gasped. Oh God, it was scarred and it had holes in it and it had creases everywhere. Look at your heart. It is in such a mess. You don't have the wonderful heart in the whole world. I have the most wonderful heart. And the old woman said, You see that scar here? This is when my daughter was born, but then she died. I loved her so much with every bit of my heart, I couldn't pull out. And I tried to stitch it up as best as I could. But it's a wound that will still be there and never heal. And over here, this is like another heart stitched into mine. Well, that's my husband's. We were both young and in love. I gave him a bit of my heart and he gave me a bit of his, and we both stitched it together. And that's how I feel that he still loves me now. During my life, I loved many people. They gave me a piece of their heart and I gave them a piece of mine. And while I haven't seen many of them for a long time, I carry them with me in my heart. And all these holes are when I have loved people, but they haven't loved me back. But I still cherish them because it reminds me how capable I am in love. And these creases, these creases show the strength and the love that pumps into my heart, my organ, love and life being pumped through. Oh, young man, I hope that you are as lucky as me one day to have a heart as beautiful as mine. And the people in the crowd, they began to take off their hands covering their hearts. They looked down. They saw that each of them too had a beautiful heart like that old woman. Some not as many holes or scars, some a bit more people's other hearts attached. Every one of them was beautiful. Carefully and tenderly, the old woman put her heart back, grabbed her walking stick, and left the stage. And the young man was quiet. And then he said, "Wait, can I have a heart as beautiful as yours?" "Oh, yes, it's so easy. You just have to give it away." And with that, she took a bit of her heart and extended it to the young man. The young man looked down to his heart. That was smooth and perfect. He tugged out a bit of his heart and together they placed them in their own. They closed the edges and they embraced. The young man, He stayed in the village for a long time because he realized that he had a lot to learn. And the first thing he learned was that every heart, your heart and my heart, we all have scars and stains and holes and creases, but they all are beautiful. My dear friends, let's all have a heart that's as perfect and as beautiful as that old woman's. Thank you so much for listening to my stories with open hearts. It was a pleasure sharing my stories with you.
Oh, Shilpa.
Oh, beautiful. So lovely to
Let you go into gallery mode. Mm.
Well, I was thinking that Zoom is not going to play any trick, but yes, it did play.
Very small, very
Very
small.
small, yes, because and even my a message popped up that my internet connection was unstable, so I just thought of fixing it first because I didn't want to interrupt the flow. And thank God it happened in the beginning only. Yes. So yes, again a story. So yes, long, long time ago, in a kingdom there lived a king, and he was very fond of solving puzzles and riddles. And he had even announced in his kingdom that whoever has got a puzzle or a riddle that they're not able to solve, they should just bring it to him and he is going to solve it. He simply enjoyed, and it gave him that high that, oh, I am the most intelligent king. And one day, a parcel arrived at his uh, door of the palace. The guard got the parcel to the king, and the king opened the parcel. He looked inside, and what was there? He picked out one doll, another doll, three dolls, same size, same shape. And then he saw there was a note in that parcel, and it was written, find out the difference in these three dolls. Huh. Find out the difference in these three dolls. They all are of the same size, same shape. Then what is the difference? But well, like I told you, he was very curious to know, and that was the riddle. So he did everything. Okay, he looked at these dolls. Yeah, same physical features. He smelled them. They all smelled of sandalwood. He couldn't find any difference, and he became very restless. One day passed, another day passed, and it was just going on in his mind, and he was not able to sleep also. So one of his courtiers said that, why not call the wise man? Yeah, that's a good suggestion. So the wise man was called, and he came. Yes, your majesty, what would you like me to do? Some reading, some astronomical reading, some planetary reading. What do you want me to do? Oh, no, 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 nothing of that sort. You see, I have got these three dolls, and I want you to find out the difference in these three dolls. Well, the wise man, he picked up all the three dolls, same size, same shape. He weighed them. They all weighed the same. He studied the chemical composition, the physical composition, and all those things. And after spending long hours, he came to the conclusion that, Your Majesty, there is no difference in these dolls. Ah, forget it. Days passed, weeks passed, and yes, as you can understand, he was getting so restless, so restless. Then someone suggested, why not call the court jester? That foolish man. Yeah, why not call the court jester? So the court jester was called in, and he entered the court, juggling and doing some gymnastics. Well, good morning, Your Majesty. What would you like me to do? Some acrobats, some juggling? No, 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 no. Cut it short. Well, you see, these are the three dolls, and I want you to find out the difference in these dolls. So the juggler, He took all the 3 dolls, he started juggling them, twisting them, turning them, doing all sorts of acrobats, all sorts of things, and then he placed them on the table. Well, Your Majesty, I'm sorry, but I couldn't find any difference in these dolls. And I think there's no difference in these dolls. Ah, dismissed. Now the king, you can understand, he was getting so restless and he just lost his sleep. So one of the courtiers suggested, Your Majesty, why not call a storyteller? A storyteller to find out the difference in these dolls. Yeah, we have got a wise woman and we got even the foolish man. So why not call the storyteller? Okay, go and call the storyteller. And so the storyteller was called. And when the storyteller came, well, good morning, Your Majesty. What would you like me to do? You want me to tell you a historical tale, a mythological tale, a fictional tale? Or, oh, I even have got a poem written on your deeds and achievements of your galore. Oh, wait. Cut it short. Well, you see, these are the 3 dolls, and I want you to find out the difference in these dolls. Fine, just do it. And the king was about to leave when the storyteller said, wait, Your Majesty. I would like you to be here. Why? Why would you like to be, why would you like me to be here? Well, Your Majesty, because a storyteller needs an audience as well. Okay, so the king, he sat there and the storyteller, he picked up 3 dolls, said, well, Your Majesty, I can find out the difference in these dolls, but then I need something. What is it that you need? Well, I need a hair from your beard. A hair from my beard. And before king could do anything, the storyteller went and plucked a hair from his beard. He put that hair in the ear of the first doll, and it went inside, deep inside the doll. Well, Your Majesty, this is the doll of a wise man. Doll of a wise man. Yes, because whatever he hears, he just keeps it to himself. And that's how he gains knowledge and becomes wise. Okay. And what about the second one? Yeah, the second one. He goes and plucks another hair. He puts it in the ear of the second doll and the hair comes out from the other end of the ear. Well, Your Majesty, this is the doll of a foolish man. A foolish man. Yes, because whatever he hears from this ear comes out from the other ear. So he remains foolish. Okay. And what about this third doll? And before the king could take care of his beard, the storyteller had gone and plucked out another hair and put it in the ear of that doll. And surprisingly, that hair came out of the mouth of that doll. Well, Your Majesty, this is the doll of a storyteller. Because whatever he hears, he tells. It comes out from his mouth. Oh, the doll of a storyteller. But why is this hair a bit curled? Because my beard, oh, my hair is straight. Well, because Your Majesty, whatever a storyteller hears, he slightly twists it and tells it. And that's why your hair is a bit curled when it came out. And that's what, my dear friends, I have done as a storyteller. Twisted the story a bit.
Delightful.
Oh, delightful.
Recording stopped.
Wow,
Oh,
that was fantastic.
and somebody comes to the story space and gives us those beautiful, heartfelt, magical, far traveled words. Sometimes we have no words left and we still want to give you some of our heart. So we're going to cross our arms like this and give you an audible.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to be here and tell the stories.
And what a way to start your day.
Yeah, what a beautiful way. Yeah, beautiful comments.
Yes, if you're still in Tuesday instead of Wednesday, then you just caught a glimpse of the future.
That's right.
It's Wednesday for me.
Yep.
Do we have payment?